It's my pleasure to invite for a welcome address Deacon Chris Yowaye, Committee Chairman. Please encourage him as he takes the podium for an opening speech.
Thank you. As I've been introduced, I am Deacon Chris Yowaye. With profound respect, I say good evening to everyone that have made it here today. On behalf of the Labour Party and our great leaders here present today, I honestly want to welcome everyone to this business summit. But special mention and welcome must be made to our most distinguished chairman of today's occasion, His Excellency Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, the former president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented by Pastor Utomi Abure. Our keynote speaker is His Lordship Bishop Matthew Atson Kuka, ably represented tonight by Reverend Father Dr. Francis Tete. I want to recognize an absentia on his way. Also soon to be here, the National Chairman of Labour Party, Barrister Julius Abure. I also want to welcome our own Professor Pat Utomi, of the convener of the National Consultative Forum on Big Tent. Time will fail me to also mention our president in the waiting. He's on his way. Before long, he will be here. I want to make welcome on his behalf our president in waiting, Mr. Peter Gregory Obi. This event, as you see today, was put together by the South-South campaign organization of Obi-Datti. While welcoming everyone to this summit, it is as my position as chairman of the planning committee to let us know why we are here. As a true son of the Niger Delta, I would like to share some of my personal experiences with us in the area. The level of carbon emission resulting from the exploitation of hydrocarbon is monumental. And we continue to suffer the effects with no end in sight. However, I'm pleased to let you know that we have found a man that has capacity to help us. Ladies and gentlemen, over 60% of our youths across the South are unemployed. And you talk about insecurity. The only solution to insecurity as it is today is to provide jobs for our teeming youths. Once there are no jobs for our youths, the next thing you'll find is insecurity. There is absolutely no two ways about it. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad to let you know that we have found a man that can assist in providing jobs, from taking us from consumption to production. Ladies and gentlemen, from Port Harcourt to Calabar, from Uyo to Yenogwa, from Warri to Edo, industries are lined up in the past. Are lined up everywhere that employ our people, and they keep our people busy. And the economy is robust. But today, what do you find? Those viable industries are all moribund. And nothing is being done. Nothing. Absolutely nothing, sir. But I have good news for you today. That we have found a man who have track record to fix things. The entire South is blessed with abundant natural gas. Delta State, the state where I'm from, has 38% of all the natural gas in the area. And as somebody who does business in the oil and gas industry, I know what that portends. If you turbine natural gas, you put turbines on natural gas, what you get next is electricity. This is being used in several locations, in oil locations. And they are ceaseless power supply. 24/7 power is available. Yet, we continue to suffer lack of power. Why? Because those that are in the helm of affairs, they have absolutely no clue of what to do. Ladies and gentlemen, I tell you again, we have found a man that will be able to solve this problem for us. We are all well aware of the potential that cuts across the South, both human and natural, that we are blessed with. However, our greatest asset is not in our natural resource. Our greatest asset is in our human resource. The people have been eagerly waiting for someone to take us from this huge potential to reality. Ladies and gentlemen, sir, I'm pleased to let you know that we have found a man that can take us there. Ladies and gentlemen, this man is no other person in our principal, Mr. Peter Gregory Obi. Our great leaders here today, captain of industries, I can see all over. You will agree with me that the election that is coming, that is before us, is not an election that we should lose. It's an election that we must win. To win and to take our country back. And you will agree with me as well that the task before us is enormous. And funding will be required that calls from sacrifice from everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here today. I tell you to request for donations. That's why we are here. To request for donations. To fund effective grassroots campaign in all the units and wards in the entire South. Provide logistics, provide campaign materials and voter education and sensitization. That's why we need this fund. It's okay. You see a lot of momentum that is being built. But sir, elections are won at the unit and at the ward level. People canvassing and moving from door to door. That's how we win elections, sir. And that's why we need these funds. And it calls for sacrifice. I tell you the truth and I lie not. We are up against people who government funding is available to them. That's what it is. But I am a great supporter, sir, of ordinary human beings doing supernatural things. These things are possible, sir, if we'll agree. I've seen it happen. You may say it happens in other climes, that it happens in America. With details available to us, Barack Obama didn't have money. It was the willingness to make things happen. Time will fail me to talk about Emmanuel Macron of France. In 1 year campaign, they changed the trajectory. The capacity to change it is in the house today, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, I am appealing and requesting at the same time, imploring every one of us, we need to put our hands on the plow. The time to change is now. More so when we have somebody in the person of Peter Obi. We need to rally around him. We need to make things happen. We need to go beyond the call of duty. So that at the end, by the time we look back in a few weeks' time, we will rejoice and say, God has truly helped us. Once again, I say welcome, God bless you, and God cause his face to shine upon you.
That was my capacity chairman. Every time you give somebody an opportunity from Labour Party to talk to you, you will hear them bring facts and figures together. Please put your hands together. Put your hands together one more time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. When you call people from the other party to come and give speech, you just see them, they will be singing. You hear songs. Tell people what you will do. You hear songs like how many them day, why we not go win them. You hear morale song, war song. You are already facing enough war. You are giving us more war song in the country. But you can hear us tell you. Peter Obi will tell you what he will do. Peter Obi is not singing. Peter Obi is not shouting or chanting anything. That's the same passion that have been spread across this party. Please, one more time, give it up. Put your hands together for this great chairman. And of course, I consider it very important to do this now. She is one of our hosts because she is the gubernatorial candidate for the Labour Party Rivers State. Please put your hands together for Comrade, the incoming herself, Beatrice Tubo. She's also here with us. It's important to recognize her one more time. Thank you. God bless you, ma'am. God bless you, ma'am. Also with us, we have the Labour Party gubernatorial candidate from Delta State, Deacon Ken Pella. Please put your hands together. Deacon, can you wave? You're welcome to Port Harcourt. You're welcome, sir. Thank you so much. You're welcome, sir. And with him is the deputy governorship candidate is there with him, of course, Professor Mrs. Nwabogu Omukoro. Please put your hands together for her. Thank you. Professor Mrs. The educational system will work because we notice that in Delta State now, students are learning. When rain begin fall, they'll go hang for corner. And the students are lapping. We know in Delta State that they are using vernacular to teach mathematics. We hear all those things. So when you come in, you know what to do. And also, we like to also recognize High Chief Kenneth Olise. Please, you're welcome, sir. Thank you so much. Wherever you are, put away. And we also have with us Sir Chief Ernest Olobuchuku, the chairman of Nestolo Group. He's also the former national president, Association of Licensed Custom Agents. And when our principal comes, these custom people, we put eye in your business. And you will know that everything will be clean and classy in that. A lot of people will not want Peter Obi in the government because they know he will not tolerate corruption. How many of you agree with me? A lot of people know that he is not interested in passing those money around. When Peter Obi comes, tell him that snake eats swallow money. He will ask you copra or python. You tell him python. Okay, you say the diameter of python is like 19 feet. How much you chop? You will want to say 50 billion before now. You go say 500 naira. They know, of course, that you will not tell him certain things. They know, of course, that NNPC will remit always. And is that not a man that is worth supporting? Yes, please put your hands together. So, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we like to hear from the representative of our chairman, of one man who understands the need to have a Nigeria that is working, is passionate. A lot of persons are following the crowd. A lot of persons want where they will have that comfort zone. But he sees our future. He hears our cry. The youths really need a Nigeria that is working. And few weeks ago, he dropped a letter. Every time he writes a letter, the letter will always cause earthquake. Normal letter where everybody they write. But every time His Excellency Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, GCROF, writes a letter, you know that the letter is not coming ordinary. And this evening, he has a representative with us. Please, one more time, let's invite Pastor Ichua Godalo as he comes deliver that speech on his behalf. Keep clapping, sir.
Good evening, good and great people of the South. I'm here representing a man who needs no introduction. His Excellency Chief Olusegun Matthew Okikeoluwa Aremu Obasanjo, GCFR. Two-time President and Head of State of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, one man that has clearly laid his life down for this country in many instances, and a man that's extremely passionate about Nigeria and seeing Nigeria become what Nigeria should become. Let us one more time give Chief Obasanjo a round of applause. I stand on all existing protocol in the consciousness of time. Chief Obasanjo would have really loved to be here today, but as I speak to you, he's transversing the length and breadth of Nigeria, looking for solution to the situation that we have found ourselves. His schedule sometimes is mind-boggling at the age that he stands, well above 87 years old. He can wake up at 4 a.m. and he can hit 4 states before the close of day and still come back to his house in Abeokuta. He is very, very much like to be here. His heart and his mind is here. And he has instructed me to tell you that whether the devil likes it or not, there's going to be a turnaround in Nigeria. That the time for genuine change and sincere growth and progress is now in Nigeria. That he's committed to the Nigerian project with every cell of his body and every pint of his blood, and is determined to see this project through as best as God would allow him. Having seen Nigeria through many generations, including a civil war, having seen us through the transition from challenges and difficulties to becoming an independent nation, having seen Nigeria through the upheavals of owing the IMF and the World Bank, having seen Nigeria through great potential not fully achieved, is determined that right now, by the grace of God and by the power of the Almighty, God will finally come and help us rescue Nigeria. He wants me to assure you that he has every confidence in the man Peter Gregory Obi, and he believes that he's the man at this time and season that God has put in place to help lift Nigeria out of these doldrums. His appeal to this great gathering is that you give this project all your support, morally, ethically, and financially, and definitely physically. Those who have not yet got their PVCs should please go and get their PVCs. Pat was just whispering to me just now that they've extended the date by another week or so. So everybody must get their PVCs. Everybody must go and vote. We must not continue to have this elite consensus of silence where we do not have a say in what goes on in our country. We must go out there and vote. And not just vote, we must drag all our people to go out there and ensure they vote, and they vote right. They vote for a man with vision, a man with competence, a man with strength, a man with capacity, a man with love, a man with compassion, a man with authority, a man with direction, a man with purpose, a man with integrity, a man with honesty, a man who you can trust to do the things that need to be done in this great nation called Nigeria. Get everybody on board and stay there and protect your vote and try and make sure that things truly turn around for Nigeria. Above all, everybody should go to their closets and pray and pray and pray that the hands of God will turn the things that the hands of men cannot touch. Finally, he was on my program a few weeks ago, and one of the things that he said was that we both listened to a pastor. Pastor was preaching a few weeks ago somewhere in Nigeria, and he was looking at all the people in his church, and he asked them, how many of you have PVC? They raised their hands. Let me ask you, how many of you have PVC? Very good. How many of you are going to vote? He says, well, I want to pray a prayer for you. He says, the man that you pray, that you vote for, make sure that is the man that you want your children to become. If it is the man that you want your children to become, then vote for him. Nigeria will be great again. God bless you all. Thank you very much. Let's all go out there and make Nigeria truly outstanding.
Please put your hands together. Somebody say, I want my children to be like Peter Obi. Yes, I'm confident I can say that one. Yes. How can you finish as a governor in Nigeria? The first time a presidential candidate say, show me where I thief 1,000 naira, I will give up. You think after that statement, they didn't go to look for it? They were searching papers. Sometimes when they hear Peter Obi quote figures, and they say, no, my name is a lie. You know they have a lot of liars that are spokespersons. It's a lie. When they leave that camera, they go to, boy, the man, very intelligent. I checked, it was correct. They know. They are pretending. As I speak to you now, this is the first time in election where a presidential candidate will finish speech. Other politicians are going through tutorials, and you know what that means. Please, one more time, for our wonderful principal, please put your hands together for him. And it's not going to be a balanced thing, and of course, I noted this before this name was sent, with the deputy governorship candidate, Rivers State, a very handsome man. He has my kind of beard. These intelligent people kind of beards. Anybody that has this kind of white beards are very, very smart. Please, Engineer Sam Kinani Bariko, please put your hands together for this wonderful. It is a combination of people that are intelligent. Nobody is giving you qualities to vote. Nobody is giving you a failure to vote. They are giving you people that have proved success out there, and they are coming to help reproduce that success. One more time, please put your hands together for this great man. We also like to recognize the Chief National Mobilizer, Labour Party Obi-Datti Presidential Campaign, Sir Veteran Olawala Akuniyi. Please, you're welcome, sir, wherever you are. We also have the head of publicity, contact, and mobilization team, Labour Party Presidential Campaign Council, Comrade Prince Tony Akini. Please, Akini, please, where are you? Just wave, thank you. A very long list, and we'll keep them coming. We'll keep recognizing you. And please, let's also mention ahead of time that one of the objectives of this great event is to make sure we raise funds for this cause. We do not have the government purse to put our hands. You see why they are complaining with this Naira redesign. Have you heard Peter Obi complain before? Because the man knows there is nowhere apart from himself, you, me, and the rest of us that are doing this. Let me tell you, whether they like it or not, we will win. Somebody say we will win. Yes, the masses, we have numbers. I have told them over time, if we don't win now, you go do them again. You can't tell us that. Who votes? We know that we win. But for us to win, these people are so desperate. We need the fund to push materials. We need the fund to do a lot. And we know that if you're sitting in this place, one of the intent is to see us win and put the resources together. We don't want to sing how many they why they no go win them. We don't want to sing Mora Morai. We don't want to sing why they bone face for. We don't want to sing any war song. we want to sing the national anthem with pride. Am I talking to someone in this place? And the way we can do it is to make sure we have you support us, support this campaign committee financially, materially, and otherwise. Allow us to bring the convener, the wonderful convener, my boss himself, the man who has made this journey possible, the man who has been part of the sacrifice, the commitment, train to make sure that we realize this new Nigerian vision. Of course, he's the convener, the National Consultative Front. He is here with us, and he has a flight to catch and a meeting to engage. I want to bring him earlier than he's supposed to be. Please. Yes. No, Prof, I will do you well. You have been trying. Yeah. Now that I don't hold small powers, master of ceremony, I will not use it to favor you. I will help you. And my help is like Peter Obi help. Don't give me anything. Like just call you. You go and catch your flight. Because if you miss your flight now, you will follow Ore. And you know the way the roads are. We can't travel from Port Harcourt to Lagos to Honorary Abaye. Yes, you can't even go. They know. They are not going to their villages. They are acting as if everything is well. They know the man that will come and solve the security challenges. They know. Because the insecurity is benefiting them. That's why they are worried. Please, ladies and gentlemen, for Professor Pat Utomi, if you can stand, you do it. For me and for you, please clap for this great man. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me begin by acknowledging the chairman of the occasion, His Excellency General Olusegun Obasanjo. I think you should know why he was represented by a pastor. Because he actually went to divinity school after being head of state. And so it's appropriate that a pastor should represent a man trained in the book. And so, Pastor, great things are coming your way. Very, very seriously, dear friends, it's deliberate that everybody is slowing down kind of a little because Mr. Peter Gregory will be a few minutes away. But I don't think that we should wait until he gets here before we start. Because the subject that I've been asked to speak to is one that is of grave importance. Why do we have a rescue mission in Nigeria? There's no question about the fact that our country needs rescuing. But that rescuing will not take place until all of us own this rescue mission. And we can own it in several ways. We can own it by walking the streets and saying enough is enough. We can own it by financing door to door, neighbor to neighbor, canvassing of a new order. Because change is a very difficult thing. I can tell you, 508 years ago, a remarkable man called Niccolo Machiavelli wrote an interesting book titled The Prince. And one of the things he said in that book is that nothing is more difficult to bring about than a new order of things. Because those who profit from the old order will do everything to prevent a new order from coming about. And those who could profit from the new order do not do enough to make it happen. Because man is incredulous in his nature, not wanting to try new things until he has witnessed experience of it. Those words were written more than 500 years ago. What we are going through in Nigeria is state capture challenge. How did we get to state capture? How did a country of great promise literally collapse? And let me give you clear examples from the promise of Nigeria at the time of our founding fathers. Our founding fathers started Nigeria competing over who would most bring progress to their people. Now, two professors at Michigan State who actually studied this phenomenon. I mean, when the Civil War started in Nigeria, ethnocentric social scientists in the world were writing about tribalism and all these wars by primitive Africans. And these two American professors wanted to challenge that. Fortunately, they were exposed because they had had some time teaching at the University of Nigeria at the time of independence when the University of Nigeria was founded. They came and were... And so they said, what is happening in Nigeria? It is not a war of primitive people, tribalists or tribesmen fighting one another. That what developed with the nationalist struggle in Nigeria was actually ethnic nationality groups as regional blocks competing with one another about who would most bring progress to their people. And they call that phenomenon competitive communalism. Competing communities, ethnic nationality groups, trying to bring progress to their people. And if I give you just one or two examples of that competition to understand how Nigeria started. The made us to invest in that industrial estate located in Ikeja,